All right, good morning, everyone. Damn, it's been a while. I haven't streamed in a couple days, but it's been on purpose. It's been on purpose. I think every time this year, I'm not sure how many FOMCs there was, but I do know there was a couple FOMC weeks where I could have just not traded because I knew the markets weren't going to be in my favor. Yeah, I still traded, but this time's different. This time, I'm definitely locked in and I definitely understand why I don't have to trade every day during FOMC. And I mean, if you guys have been trading, how has it been? Do you think the price action has been good? Honestly, I haven't really been paying attention to the markets, but I have looked at them. And it kind of just seems like it chops a bit during the beginning of market open, and then you see better price action. Okay, but this is good. I was hoping we weren't at all-time highs. So then I wouldn't have any zone. But I do like the area that we're at. So let's see if we have any zones. Did I trade FOMC? No. No. I was watching FOMC though. And I was gonna stream to watch FOMC, but I had a call and then the call got canceled. So I was like, damn. So I didn't stream. But I was watching the new guy speak. And is it just me or does this new guy look like kind of like a younger version of Jerome Powell? Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. It was interesting to see a new person talk, a new Fed chair. Honestly, I've never seen anyone else besides Jerome Powell. So it was interesting. Definitely not a good week. Should have listened to you. Yeah, not even that. It's just like it really depends on the trader. For some traders, FOMC is like really good for them, but for others, it's not. And you won't know until you've experienced FOMC week. Okay, so I was looking at this 2 hour supplies on here, but it does look like we're chopping up at the zone. So I probably won't mark the zone. I really did like the zone though. I thought it was a very good area of interest. But I'm gonna try to look for another one. But honestly, it felt good not trading because I already knew like if I traded, I would have gotten chopped. I think I was looking at the charts Monday and Tuesday, and the trades that I would have taken just probably wouldn't have played out. So I'm glad I didn't trade. So is the day after FOMC usually good? Usually it is, but you never know. Because the way I like to think about it is like, okay, if the beginning of the week was choppy, most likely it was because of FOMC, people waiting for the decision. So it comes out on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, the decision already came out, so the markets could react to the decision. That's how I like to think about it, but you never know with the markets. It could still be a choppy day. That reminds me of news. Has there been any news? Wait. First of all, who watched the UFC fight? I forgot. I haven't talked about it. Honestly, like I don't want to say I knew Ilya Taporia. Is that his name? It sounds weird. I didn't want to say I knew he was gonna lose, but I just felt like the marketing was off. Maybe that's just me. Oh, and then did anyone see the Sean Strickland thing? Okay, there. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say there's 10 a.m. news, but it's not high impact. So at the time, Sean Strickland was basically the only American champion on the UFC, and he wasn't allowed into the event, which is like doesn't even make sense. Anyways, we'll talk about trading. My bad. But I know a lot of people were disappointed in the fight outcome. I'm not surprised, right? It, it's kind of not weird, but it kind of makes sense because I'm pretty sure everyone that won was American. And the whole event was for basically celebrating Americans. And you know, Trump, he's a winner. So why would you get what I'm getting at? It's like why would the Americans lose? You know? Yes, I'm saying that I do think it was low key rigged. I do think, but you never know. Never know. I just thought it was a little bit weird. You know who always surprises me when he loses is what's his name? Alex Pereira. There's no way that guy loses. Like what? Every time he loses, I'm like, yeah, it's rigged. And then it happened again, and I was like, wow, that's tough. What else has happened this week? I haven't been reading too much news, so I really don't know. Let's see if I could. I don't know. Let's check the Trump tracker. Okay, it's low. Okay, cool. High impact news. Of course, something with Iran. Trump defends U.S. Iran peace accord cities global economic crisis. Okay. Warsh is the new Fed chair. So Warsh is the guy that was speaking yesterday. Encourage others to participate as they have been. What does that even mean? Participation signals broader Fed. Potentially reinforcing a tighter policy bias and higher rate expectation. Okay. Did anyone watch the new guy speak? The new Fed chair? I heard someone say he just sounded like a politician. And I could see that. I could see that. Okay, I'm like not seeing, really not seeing any zones here. I guess what I do see is this zone back here. The only reason I like this zone is because it's been, I mean, we just have multiple reactions off of this area. The only thing I don't like is that we did like run past it. So I do want to find another zone, like a newer one. Yeah, and like this could be a 1 hour zone, but it's just not an aggressive move. It's really not a zone. Mm, okay, this 45-minute zone, which we did tap into yesterday and then rejected it. I will say though, yesterday's FOMC was probably the most volatile FOMC we've seen this year. I feel like all the FOMCs we've had this year, there wasn't a lot of volume. But yesterday there was. There definitely was. But yeah, I low key do need to take a trade today. Um, because I don't want my accounts to, how do you say, it's not even blow, but like they prop firms could take your account if you're not trading it. They have an inactivity rule. So I know for, I think it's for Tradeify, if you don't trade your funded in over 7 days, then they take it away. So technically I do have to trade today. But if I don't really feel comfortable with the setup, then I'll probably keep risk low. And then I won't be trading tomorrow because it's a bank holiday. So this week was just like a very, very slow week. Let me double check it is. Yeah, banks are closed on June 19th in observance of Juneteenth, National Independence Day. Yeah. So I won't be trading tomorrow. It's a very slow week for me. But I'm trying to remember, the less I trade, the more money I make. So just gonna trust that because it is true and I have proven it to myself many times. Damn, I don't see any more zones. I will say the zones that I do have are kind of on a smaller time frame, which isn't so good. But I do like this area up here. If we go back around this area, it's definitely been resistance, it's been support. Yeah. So if I was to take a trade, I'd want it to be around this area. I'm debating if I should really call this a 45-minute zone. The zone that I really do like is right here, this 90-minute zone, which we have clean rejections off of. It just looks weird. It looks weird. I'm not gonna mark that. I guess what I could mark out is previous day highs. Yeah. Yeah, I do feel a bit rusty, I'm not gonna lie. All right. So I have this 45-minute supply zone, a 45-minute demand zone, which we bounced off from not too long ago. I do like that. And the same thing with this zone up here. We rejected it yesterday at 9:45. Yeah. I definitely want to trade this zone up here, which I might not be able to because we're probably already going to be there once the market opens up. Where's VWAP? Let's see. Okay, so we're bouncing off of VWAP. Cool. We'll see how it opens up. Like I said, if I want to take a trade, I'd want it to be up here at this 45-minute zone or even this 15-minute supply zone. One of those. And then if I do take a trade down here, I'd probably ignore this 10-minute zone. Just because VWAP is there. So I'd probably wait for it to tap down here, this 45-minute zone, which we bounced off of earlier. But I do want to be careful with VWAP. Have you thought about trading with Tops Up again? Or are you banned from making too much? I do want to trade with Tops Up again, mainly because they changed their rules back to being better. And I do have some evals with them. I really just have to pass them, but I haven't traded this week. That's the only thing. Maybe I'll trade them this afternoon. All right, let's look at US 30. I haven't looked at US 30 at all. I've mainly just been looking at NASDAQ. All right. Yo, why does this always turn white? Like, I don't know why my trading views always messed up with that. Like the dark mode, the dark theme one, it turns off every time. It's weird. Yeah, so I know, yeah, US 30 was right at all-time highs. So I probably won't have any good zones, but I'll double check. But I rarely hear about traders getting banned from Top Step because they made too much. Like it's kind of unheard of. If you get banned from Top Step, it has to be for another reason, not because you made too much or something. Honestly, I think it's pretty hard to get banned from Top Step. Unless you do like a chargeback or what's other reasons they ban? I know they ban like if you do hedging. I've heard of that. Okay, US 30 also has this gap down here. Also, this little house here, this little teepee, is for Leo, the Chihuahua, but he's not here. So it just looks like a funny little tent. I might have to call him over so he could lay down there. Okay, I mean, I like these zones. It's definitely cleaner than NASDAQ. 15. All right. Yeah, I definitely like this 2 hour supply zone here. But I'm not sure if I'll trade it because we might already be up there once the market opens. Yeah, I like that zone. We'll see. I do think if US 30 gets above 260, I think it could easily come up to this area up here. This 3 hour supply zone. That'd be a good move. If we reject it, then I think it'd come back down to 068, which is this 30-minute zone. And if we break past this, then I think it'll touch the gap. Or maybe even fill it. Let's see where VWAP is. Oof, it's been chopping up through VWAP. So it's not good. I'll probably definitely look at NASDAQ more since it's farther away from VWAP. I'll keep an eye on both though. Yeah. This AI thing is saying NASDAQ's very bullish. NASDAQ slips from highs as hawkish Fed collides with Iran peace. Dang. We got 9 more minutes for market open. I got an email from Apex this morning. Pretty cool email, I'm not gonna lie. But it was them asking me if I'd be interested in doing like an interview with them, I guess for their channel, which is crazy. But I guess they like the kind of my story about how I got the two 40K payouts. So that'd be cool. I do gotta practice, so I'd be stuttering. Yo, why is he barking? It's funny, I know exactly which dog is barking. They all sound different. We got 8 more minutes. And I'm early. I'm early. I'm feeling good though. I'm feeling good. I want to see this market open. And like I said, if I don't like any setups, then I will have to place a small trade. Well, I'll probably do that with like one micro or something. And again, that's just for the inactivity rules. So I'm not trying to force a trade because I do have to trade, but I also just want to take the best trade I see. But yeah, if I don't see one, then just literally have to call it a week or just be patient for the trade. That reminds me, I think I have a call today. I have to double check though. Yeah. Hold up. Trying to find something. Okay. So I have until 11:30. I have a decent amount of time, but I do try to get the trade before 10. I will say it was good to not trade this week. I rather not trade than kind of force trades throughout the week and be red. It's like I said, I did do that mistake a couple times this year. I don't know why. Like I already knew trading FOMC was not in my favor, and I'm pretty sure both times I did it, like I ended red on the week. But this week, even if I end up red, it'll be a very small losing week. Like it'll be down 1 or 2 R. So it wouldn't be bad. Yeah, we're already ripping through this zone here. So I probably won't take a trade off of it, which sucks. What else have I been doing? Been walking a lot. Yesterday I got 20,000 steps. That was cool. I felt really good going on this walk. It was one of those walks where like it's a silent walk and it's just you in your head. And yo, I had great ideas. Great ideas. I came home and I was cooking up on cloud. But yeah, I guess cloud had an update and it's more of like a not a really big update, but it's just like now they have a new design tab where you can design like basically anything you want. It's kind of like not even Canva. It's kind of like or anything you want to make, you can create it in the design tab. It's crazy. I'm telling you, this AI stuff. Maybe it's just me that kind of gets excited over that stuff. But I do think it's the future. So I might as well kind of, you know, learn how to use it to my advantage. But like any app you could think of, you can make it there. Like any website you want to make, you can make it there. The one I've made so far is it's not even a website because it's not public. It's like a private website, like an app kind of, where I can track my students and I can take notes, about my students. I could track their stats. Very, very cool. Very cool. Which AI you made it with? Cloud. Oh, which one? Honestly, I don't know because it was on the design tab. No, the first. Okay, I don't know what you're asking. Maybe it's the first one. The first one I made was just on Cloud Code, I think. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it was the Opus one. See, I don't even remember. But it wasn't like the most hardworking one. It was like the medium one. Did you get any payouts this month? The month isn't over yet. The month isn't over yet. But I will say I'm very close to payouts with two prop firms, Lucid and Tradeify. Very close. And I feel like that's also a reason to just why I didn't trade this week. Because when you get close to a payout and like sometimes if you rush it, it just doesn't work out. Yeah, I didn't want to do that during FOMC week. So I was just like, you know what? Let me be nonchalant with it and just not trade this week. Let me not test my luck type of thing. But yeah, I mean, we still got a week and 2 to 3 days. Definitely a lot of time to lock in a payout. It's just like if you rush to lock in the payout, it just doesn't really end up too good all the time. But if you kind of take your time and you're kind of picky with the trades, it'll take more time to get the payout, but you'll be like more sure that you're gonna get the payout. Here's the market open in about 10 seconds. Bam. We'll see. I mean, we already ran past the zone here. Yeah. Which is kind of the trade that I was looking at, but we'll see what happens. US 30 shot straight up. Now that it shot straight up, I do think it'll come up to 454. I won't get in though because I need a retest of some sort. Yeah, this just went straight to the moon here. I don't think we'll get a retest on US 30. If it does come back down to retest this area though, I will probably take it. I do like the trade. On Nasdaq, like I said, I was looking at this zone here, but we already ran past it. We did tap into this 15-minute zone, and it does kind of look like we're rejecting it. But yeah, there's kind of just no more zones for me to look at. Just gotta be patient with it. Okay, US 30 is retesting the zone. So is NASDAQ. Yeah, I might take buys on US 30. Here we go. Where was the entry? 31. Kind of a late entry. I definitely want to see US 30 break these highs pretty soon. All right, I'm lagging. If I take this loss, honestly, I'll probably call it a day unless I see another trade. Yeah, this is where I'd want it to bounce here. I don't want to see it get below 260. But it looks like that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm going to tighten the stop here. I do want to see this candle break this wick here. Damn, Nasdaq selling off. Yeah, I got stopped out of that. The short on Nasdaq looks good, but I've kind of just missed the entry there. US 30, I'm sorry, but I gotta break up with you. Like, I don't think I've won a trade on US 30 for 2 months. It's insane. That's crazy. That's like just too clean. Too clean. Damn. Yeah, Nasdaq has it. Honestly, I'm looking at one more trade and it's on Nasdaq. US 30, I don't think I'll even look at it. I definitely want to see how Nasdaq reacts at VWAP. Huge opening range on Nasdaq as well. There's definitely way more volume on Nasdaq than US 30. Damn. Nasdaq was definitely the play. And it still is. It still has really good volume, which is why I want to trade it. We tapped this 10-minute zone here. So far, it does look like we're kind of rejecting the zone, but it's a 10-minute zone plus VWAPs there. Kind of be risky to take the long. We'll see. I did say I don't plan on trading off of this 10-minute zone. I rather trade down here at this 45-minute zone. Or even like down to the zone as well. Could do that too. Which I honestly might. And then if we do actually bounce off of here, then it'd kind of be perfect because then we'd retest this area up here. Yeah, I don't want to get chopped up at VWAP. I have too much bad luck around VWAP. Dang. Is it just me or like this time pass by quicker when you're looking at candlesticks? All right, let's see how this 1 minute closes. Yeah, it definitely has slowed down around here. I do like longs, but I'm a bit hesitant. Maybe if I size down. The 5 minute candlesticks are definitely jumping off of this 10-minute zone and VWAP, which is kind of why I like the longs, but it's also just Yeah, that looked like a fake out. It's also just chopping up here. Okay, if this closes out strong, I might actually risk the longs. Yeah, if it breaks this wick here, then I'll go long. If I see this closing below 410, then I'd flip my bias to short. Yeah, because even though it looks like it's bouncing off of it, we're just not having any follow through for the longs. And then we have these nasty fake outs here, and then this very bearish candle. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna short here on Nasdaq. I do want to see this 1 minute close below 410. Bruh. Oh, nah. Nah. I can't do it. I can't. Wow. F1C is wow. I can't even be upset because if I traded the whole week, it would have been 10 times worse. Wow. Okay, that definitely sucks. Daily loss limit chopped at VWAP. Faked out at longs on US 30. Wow. Honestly, this is a nasty range here. Almost 100 point range. Damn. I can't even be upset because it could have been 10 times worse. Wow, I gotta call it a week. Honestly, I'm very proud of myself for not trading the whole week, but it does suck to not trade the whole week and then the one day that you trade, you lose. And it's not like I can make it back tomorrow because I'm not trading tomorrow. If it's choppy today, it'll be 10 times choppier tomorrow since it's a bank holiday. Wow. Honestly, the best play was shorts on NASDAQ from all the way up here, which technically I definitely could have taken. I feel like I probably would have after this 1 minute candle close, but I didn't since I was in this trade here on US 30. And I knew once I saw these shorts coming, I was like, yeah, this US 30 trade is donezo. Yeah, the best move is almost always the first 5 minutes. Damn. And then the ultimate trap of VWAP. I was like, yeah, let me take short because this is obviously knocking along from here. And then this long on US 30, I was like, oh yeah, we're breaking past this zone here. Definitely we're gonna tap this next zone up here. Let me take the long. Fuck no. We topped on our way down. Yeah, this was I gotta be upset at myself because I even said it earlier. I was like, this is the best area to take the trade from. Yeah. Like this was my golden zone up here. This should have been it. Again, the only reason I knew this was the best area, and I literally said it when I was analyzing this. If you zoom out, kind of this whole areas here is it's been support and resistance. Like, yeah, all the way back here. It just has so much proof of interest. Boom, resistance. If we come back here, it's been support, resistance. Now I know. Now I know. Lonnie, like what? Just listen to yourself. And I was like, oh yeah, like US 30 is gonna have a strong open because of this bullish candle here. I love the retest. Technically, I guess I could have waited for it to come up here and I would have never taken the long, but damn. Wow. Both trades were honestly, damn, pretty sad. Yeah, the best play was definitely shorts on NASDAQ. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But I'm gonna keep the loss small. I'm definitely not proud, but I'm definitely glad I didn't trade this whole week. I knew it would have been way worse if I did. Like I already have the data to back that up as well. But I will say this should have been a winning day only because I knew this was the best zone to take the trade from and I didn't take it. Wow. Yeah, wow. Even this 5 minute um what is this? 5 minute time frame, you can see like we tap this 15-minute zone and then we break this 5 minute wick here. That even that could have been the entry and it would have played out fast. I mean, the TP2 would have played out in 1 minute, which is crazy. And then where did it go to? The next zone, right? Or VWAP. That sucks that I've only traded one day this week and it was a loss, but I'm gonna come back stronger. I mean, we got over a week left in the market to come back from it, so but I'm not gonna lie, it does suck. I think I think the good thing is that this whole week I've gotten used to not trading, that I can easily just walk away from this. But I'll definitely be back later to see what happened. I'm not sure if it's gonna chop all day. I definitely wouldn't trade US 30. I mean, just look at it. It's not, the volume is way lower on US 30, and just it's chopping up at VWAP as well. But on Nasdaq, there's so much volume. You don't need like a big trade. You literally could get TP in one candle or two. But I'm hoping we bounce off of VWAP and then come back up here. Then from there you'd get another good move. Whether the longs continue or the shorts pop up. But if I would to keep trading, I would want Nasdaq to get away from VWAP. US 30, like I said, she's, bro, I'm gonna break up with her because I have not been able to read US 30 properly. I'm not sure if that's a strategy or me. Maybe it's a mixture of both. And yeah, I mean, how big is this opening range? Yeah, it's pretty small compared to NASDAQ. And then it's also just chopping up at VWAP. Yeah, I'd rather just take this loss like a champ and come back next week stronger. Yo, that's funny. Someone said, good thing you had that affiliate money coming in. LOL. Yo, it's funny because like I've started another business that I make good money off from. But yeah, I do make money from affiliate, but like it's nothing insane, you know? It's nothing like trading. Trading is number one income right now. Even though I haven't gotten paid from trading, like payouts, it's still my number one income. Cause I made so much money at the beginning of the year. And that's what traders, yo, that's what people don't understand. Like, it's not gonna be a straight right up. You're gonna have up and downs. That's just how it is. But that's funny that you you think that. You prefer NQ or US 30? I'd say Nasdaq. Like even today it just kind of proves it. Like US 30 sold off in a very choppy way, kind of down to VWAP. First of all, the move wasn't even big as well, right? But if you caught the same short, kind of, you would have made more money on Nasdaq. It's kind of the same thing with ES. Like with ES, if you catch the same move on Nasdaq and ES, you'll make more money on Nasdaq. I just think Nasdaq as well, like it moves so cleaner, so much more cleaner than US 30. At least New York Open. I'm not sure about like, swing trading it or other sessions. I just know about New York. It's very clean on Nasdaq. Yeah. I definitely be careful if you're gonna keep trading because you never know with these Trump tweets. I just have a feeling he's gonna tweet today. I don't know why. Either today or tomorrow. Any reasons you don't trade ES? Honestly, no reason. I've always traded Nasdaq, and honestly, that might be because of my first mentor that I had. He only traded Nasdaq, and like that's just what I kind of got taught. but I've heard very good things about ES. I mean, even right now, it looks way more cleaner than NASDAQ. We sold past VWAP, chopped a little, retest VWAP, and then it comes back down. Way cleaner than NASDAQ. I always hear people that trade ES say that ES is like, the good girlfriend, and then NASDAQ is the toxic one. And honestly, I could see that, seeing the market today, seeing it today. But all right, that was it for me. I'm gonna get back to work. Actually, no. I'm gonna go on a walk, reconnect with Mother Nature after this loss, and then, hmm, and then work. Probably with Claude. Honestly, I've been wanting to go to a coffee spot. I don't know why. If you've ever worked, not worked, but like if you've ever done homework at a coffee shop or just work on a laptop at a coffee shop, you're like 20 times more focused. I'm not sure if that's me, but I understand the hype about working at a coffee shop. There's almost always zero distractions. You have caffeine, and then all you have is the laptop right there. I've gotten so much work done at coffee shops because of that. It's crazy. I might go today. I've been wanting to go. Wow, these charts got me sweating. What do you mean work? You have a 9 to 5? No, I don't have a 9 to 5, but basically, I don't know. I'm an entrepreneur. I mean, I do content, which the content itself doesn't bring me money, but it does bring eyeballs to the business, kind of. Right? Like, for example, this is an example that you could see everywhere. The affiliate code, right, with Lonnie. And I'm only telling you guys this because a lot of people clown on like affiliate codes or like on mentorship, but at the end of the day, it's just business. And it's just like trading. If you want to get good at trading, you kind of have to treat it like a business. You have to be serious about it. So why not make another business outside of trading? I always tell people that, like, if you want to be a full-time trader, you need to have like kind of a side hustle. For example, for me, I just took a loss today. If I didn't have anything to do, I'd probably start over trading. But since I have things to do outside of trading, like I kind of have an excuse to not be on the charts, to, actively trade. But yeah, I would say honestly, social media is such a big world that, I mean, I've just scratched the surface. But like if you look at the world today, a lot of people, what they do, maybe like 80% of the day is consume social media, consume content. So it's like, if you've probably heard this as well, like, would you rather be a consumer or a creator? Well, in today's world, the creators are making the most money. It's just down to business, right? Like, I'm only telling you guys because I feel like a lot of traders just are entrepreneurs. Maybe not all, but some of them. And I do think social media is like a gold mine. And I think it's only going to get bigger. Like, even for me, I was never a social media person, very introverted, I'm very shy. But I understood that a lot of the people making the most amount of money in the world are content creators, right? Because attention is money, and everyone's consuming content. And then now with the AI, it's like anything's possible. I think with AI and content, like it's like what can I compare this to? I would say it's like, and I wasn't alive for this, but I don't know. I've kind of heard about it. It's just like when the internet first got created and not much people kind of really got rich off of it, but the people that did get rich off of it were like, wow, damn, well off, right? And the people that missed that internet thing, like the startup of it, they got kind of left behind. That's what I think about content and AI. It's like if you don't get on it the next couple years, you'll get left behind in some type of way. But I don't know, a lot of people clown on affiliate, on mentorship, on I don't know, communities. But that's just the surface. That is just the surface. There is so much more. Like you don't have to be a content creator for trading. You could be a content creator for okay, I'll give an example. This friend I was talking to, she's a deputy. And a lot of people struggle with, passing their police academy thing. And I told her, I was like, you have such a unique story. You could just talk about that and make an audience off of it. For you, it could be a hobby you have. Maybe even like a game that you play if you're really good at it, make content off of it. You could somehow make money off of it. If you do construction, right? It sounds weird, but like people want to learn. You know how much people watch YouTube? Even my dad now watches a lot of YouTube and it's about like cars or about something that he has to fix. And it's like you could just make content out of anything and someone will watch it. Someone's gonna watch it. Long time no see. Yeah, I didn't trade for FOMC, pre FOMC. But yeah, all I gotta say is if you just plan on being like a full time trader and that's your goal, that's like your ultimate goal to have that freedom, I would say if you just trade, you'll have no purpose. Like life will get boring, you know? But if you trade and you have, this other business or this other hobby that you do, you'll have a purpose. And that purpose, I don't know, it could also make you money as well. I don't know. I just think people are too close minded and there's so much opportunity. It's insane. Wow, the longs came off of VWAP twice. Anyways, I'll probably go on a walk, reconnect with Mother Nature after this loss, and then get back to work. But all right, I'll see you guys. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's a bank holiday. If you do plan on trading tomorrow, I'd be careful. Unless it's like Asia session, Asia and London might be really good to trade, but New York session, I know for a fact will most likely be very choppy, very low volume. So I'd be careful. But anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday and I hope you guys have a good weekend. And like don't be on the charts all day. I promise you it's not worth it.